Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's also a pleasure for me to welcome you here. Actually, the meeting you're attending is a meeting which is the 19th conference in the series. Within the last years, it's after 17 years that the meeting returns to Vienna, and as I have seen in the archives, it was in 1996, in the last century, so to say, and this was about 70 participants at this time, and now we have 450 delegates. So actually the association has really increased, but also interest has obviously increased, which is mainly, of course, due to the attractiveness also and the needs of the EU research programs. And now we have, I have just corrected it, 39 different countries sending their delegates to the meeting here. And this is, I would say, a real big success. Actually, obviously, for the first time, we had to close registration earlier because our capacity was, so to say, full. As you have heard, we actually also have to transmit by a video broadcast to a adjacent lecture hall. The program is very dense and focused, and actually this has to do with the upcoming Horizon 2020 program, and this is something which obviously will change a lot of things, and so we are very, on the one hand, excited, but also curious about what comes up to us. So there are more than 30 lectures which will deal with this issue. And actually, it's important with this conference to bring people together that improve research management at universities, and we have to adapt to the new challenges of the new framework program, Horizon 2020. So this will be then, of course, be handled in the upcoming plenary lectures. Actually, I will now change to a few information slides on our university, on the host university, the Vienna University of Technology, or as we call it shortly, the TU Vienna. I will start with some historic data, and in this context, it's a pleasure to welcome you in this marvelous cupola hall. This hall was formerly hidden behind some other constructions, and it was actually renovated and unveiled only some 3 or 4 years ago. It has the form of an inverted ship body, and this is something, a construction which was usual and often used in representative buildings in the early 19th century. And actually only 2 cupolas of this type have survived in the Central European region, and both of them are at the TU Vienna. This one, which has been renovated, and another one, which is still a smaller one, which is still sleeping and waits for the kiss of life, as to say. But actually, kisses of life are not possible with the budget, with the money behind, and so we still have to wait because this would be a nice, smaller seminar room, and would be very nice to have it, of course, also within our representative lecture halls. Maybe another thing which also has to be mentioned, or is worth to be mentioned in connection with this cupola. As you might know, Negrelli, an Austrian engineer, constructed or built the Suez Canal in 1896 it was finished. And around 1867 to 1890, a 3rd story at this main building was added. And for adding this 3rd story, the whole cupola had to be lifted. And what they used actually is the steam engines from the Suez Canal to lift centimeter by centimeter the cupola and to bring up the new walls. So it's fascinating to see what challenges also could be tackled at those times by engineers. Okay, let's come to a few slides. As you can see, you had time in the meantime to read this. Our university is now an autonomous university. So we have now the autonomy to deal with too less budget. So this is also a sort of difficulties we handle. But on the other hand, we also got a lot of impulses from autonomy, and I think we have developed quite well. In 2015, there's a 200 years anniversary, so we are close to 2015 and also are in preparation already with this anniversary that comes up. Maybe one slide only about the location. We are here. We are at the Karlsplatz, and you can see the main buildings of the other parts of the TU Vienna campus, which is a sort of distributed campus within the heart of the city. You are very close to Musikverein, to St. Stephen's Cathedral, so it's, as we always say, it's one of the places with the highest cultural densities where we are here. Every of these university buildings is in walking distance. We have 2 outposts, and one of them is our nuclear reactor, which is some 20-25 minutes from here. All the other university buildings are within walking distance. We have a basic budget of roughly 200 million euros, where we have to pay the salaries and research and also the rent of our buildings. We have some sort of 72 million euros of third-party funds, which are actually the core budget for research, and actually 1/4 of this third-party funds is coming from EU research money. We have roughly 4,000 staff, 3,000 roughly scientific staff, and nearly 50% of them are third-party funded, many of them from EU projects. We have 27,000 students. We are the largest technical university in Austria, and as you can see, also we actually have quite a significant number of graduates and also of PhDs, as we are a research university who are graduating during the year. We have 8 faculties. I would not go too much into detail, but as you just can see at first glance, we have 4 engineering faculties and 4 science-related faculties. So we have a mix of also basic research and applied research and engineering research within our university. We have 5 research focus points where we try to foster our knowledge and to focus also for our collaborations intra and inter-university types, and they are computational science engineering, quantum physics and quantum technologies, a research focus point very important in Austria, because in Vienna, at the University of Vienna and in Innsbruck, there are renowned scientists working on quantum physics. We are very strong on material science, materials and matter. Also ICT is an issue and is one of our strong issues and one of our strong points within the EU programs. ICT is one of our strong funding lines there. And we have a research focus point on energy and environment, where we also have a research center, a physical center to coordinate the research behind. This is just, as you can see, our research matrix. Our research focus points are, so to say, structured in 6 to 7 research fields, and these are our fields of competence, because when you have competence in materials and matter, you cannot cover everything what is related to material science. So this is just that you can see how we work, and so this is what we also internally evaluate year by year, so that we can see what of our research fields are growing, emerging, and maybe what has to be substituted in the future or has to be, so to say, changed or adopted. Because to some extent, of course, university must be a sort of living body, and we have also to look for new emerging fields, because if we are too rigid within our research, then we have no chance to maybe find new trends and find new research results. The university is organized, just a few words, by rector. We have a female, a lady rector, and 4 vice rectors. For the disciplines given here, we have a senate. As I guess every university has a university council, which is a board consisting of 7 external members. It's like in a company, university council and the CEOs. And we have 8 faculties, as you just have seen. Just something to the budget, because this has to do with the funds. We have a basic budget of really nearly 200 million euros. Actually, the foresight for this year will be roughly 80 million euros of third-party funds. The basic budget is, of course, for competitive funding programs of the ministry and for our in-house, so to say, mainly infrastructure programs. And the third-party funding is, so to say, divided into 4 columns, if you say. There are the EU research programs, the Austrian basic research funding programs, the applied research funding programs, and of course, also very important for us, the bilateral contract research with industry. And roughly each of these 4 columns is 25% of the money, so that you can see roughly 1/4 of 80 million euros is to be brought in connection with EU programs. So this is significant money that is be used, that comes in from EU research programs. And this is, so to say, divided into the 2 main pieces of the pie, the non-FP7 and the FP7 projects. And you can see that we have currently some 300 projects running with a total project accumulated project volume of roughly 109 million euros. So this enables us to be the #1 university in Austria. So we are the strongest university with respect to the EU budget, and we are, which is also quite well satisfying for us, number 38 in the AGS ranking of the EU programs in the European Union. What I just mentioned, you can see we are very strong in ICT, but also in peoples and ideas, and of course also in nano and in energy. So these are is also important for us because it reflects also the competencies which we are bundling in our research focus points. This is also an interesting ranking for us because we are active member in the CSARS network, and you can see with respect to RP7 projects, we are number 16 in Europe, and with respect, this is an older one, in the meantime we have more ERC grants. With respect to ERC grants, we are number 12 in this CSARS network. So this is something where we compare with, so to say, universities which are on our wavelength, so to say. Who does this work? So we have research management units, and they have to deal with the whole workflow of research. So there are several funding schemes which come in. The results have to be, so to say, evaluated and brought to databases, so we have to bring them to business. We also have an incubator where we try to bring spin-offs to life, and we have company service, research marketing, and there are 2 units, a research and transfer support unit and the EU research unit where Siegfried Huema is the head of, who have to deal with all the legal and all the scientific affairs behind these EU programs. So these are the main missions for the EU research unit, support and help together with the national contact point, the scientists, to bring their application to success, also to foster networking on an Austrian and an international level, and of course, very important, to deal with the administrative, financial, legal support with the proposals. You know, there's a lot of bureaucracy behind these programs. And in addition, we have a research and transfer support unit where also the IPR issues, agreement services for all type of other agreements, and company services and also external funding services are maintained. So with these units together, and they are collaborating intensively, we have quite a good basis with something like 18 full-time equivalents, which are involved here. But on the other hand, there are also 80 million euros which are going over the desk. So you have, of course, to have the competent personnel to handle with these projects. The TU Vienna is not only a scientific and a teaching institution. We also, as we are in Vienna, we are also bound to culture. We have a full philharmonic orchestra, which has had recently its 25 years anniversary. The oldest ball, the TU ball, is also one of our highlights per year. We have a soccer club, and what we also this should be only indicated there by this picture. We also have public debate forums so that we can get in people, so to say, from the street, also into discussion about maybe controversial research teams, research topics. All these things, finally, which are dealt with by our EU research unit, hopefully lead to success. And this is one of our success stories, which is very important for universities, the ERC grants. And you can see currently we have 13 ERC grants grantees working in our institution. And what I just wanted to indicate with the abbreviations behind, these are the abbreviations for our research focus points. So you can see, just if you browse through, that our ERC grants are affiliated within all our different research focus points. So this gives us at least some idea that our research focus points are not quite wrong, as each of them bring up research grants of this renommee. So this is something where we try, and we have, as you can see, we have copy and pasted this from the EU, so to say, mission of the innovation triangle. Our research, our teaching will head for innovation, and this is what we try to do, and we try to foster this relationship strongly within our development plan. So what still remains is to wish you a very fruitful conference, good discussions, and last not least, a nice stay in Vienna. We have ordered nice weather for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this fantastic welcome to TU Vienna. I think we all feel that we are in a true scientific environment here with, where we can learn something and we can meet with our colleagues with great and very good experiences. And I think we shall use this opportunity also to meet and talk to all the people from TU Vienna and learn from them here. Thank you very much for welcoming us and for hosting us. We will have to take good care of these fantastic rooms and facilities. I think it's difficult to say that something is better than others, but I think this program this year has really set a very, very high standard for what you can expect from an EARMA conference. So dig into it and take the opportunity and see and get all the content that you can have. And thank you very much to the conference committee. 450 people has registered from 39 countries. It is a new record. And I think it shows some very important point that the proof of the pudding is the eating. And it shows that an EARMA conference is a good pudding that's worth eating. So I think we can keep up this development, and I think I would encourage you all also immediately to start to think, this is fantastic. How can we go even improving this from here during this conference? And setting new standards for next year's conference as well. Then I have to say some welcomes here. I would like to welcome our sister associations from abroad. It is Incura from the United States, SRA from the United States, and SRA International. It's CAURA from Canada. It's ARMS from Australia. And I think that was the sister associations from abroad. Then we have a special welcome also to the sister associations in Europe. That is our colleagues from EARMA in the UK, from DARMA in Denmark, and also a special warm welcome to the new sister associations here in Europe from Norway, Finland, and Iceland. I think it represents a new trend in the EARMA history that there is so many research administrators out there needing to organize themselves, and we welcome that development very warm, and we will use our facilities as best to encourage and help you develop your associations. Also a warm welcome to our sponsors, and again this year we have our media sponsor, Research Professional. We have the sponsorship from Elsevier, from InfoAd, from ProQuest, Twigler Training, Europe Media Training, and we are also ESOF 2014 is represented here downstairs. They have booths, they are here, they are representatives. Take the opportunity to meet them and talk to them, go to their booth and get information from them. And now the boring stuff, all the practicalities. The first thing is about your health. And the most important thing about your health is, of course, keeping fit. I have to announce that every morning, 6:30, there will be a running team starting from just in front of this building here. So 6:30 tomorrow morning, 6:30 tomorrow, day after tomorrow. You'll just join up and take on your running shoes and have a nice run. Then the important thing, in order to get feedback and improve the quality of this conference, there is an evaluation process running all the time. In your bag, there is an evaluation form. You can fill it in either on paper and deliver it in by the EARMA booth when you leave, but you can also simply scan the QR code and fill in the evaluation online. There's a competition going on. There's a competition for coming up with the proposal for the title for the 2014 annual conference in Tallinn. It will close, the competition will close at 6 o'clock, and proposals are to be handed in by the EARMA booth. Our colleague Emma will sit down there. And the second competition we have is the competition for the oldest EARMA bag. So if you have brought along your old EARMA bag, you have to bring it to the closing session, and those with the old bags, then we will find out who has the oldest one, and the winner will be picked out of those. This conference is the 19th EARMA conference, and it's now open, and I encourage you to get the most out of it. Join the sessions and follow the presentations, but most of all, network, 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 and have a lot of fun. Welcome.